past few years, the rise for the farming sim genre seems as if it's been at an all-time high. Every season, there's either an up-and-coming developer or an indie team coming out with their take on the genre, or a AAA company that wants to get a few coins and jump onto the hype train. However, since there's so many competitors throwing their hats in the ring, has the genre become too oversaturated? Hello everyone, my name is Fedro and this is Cozy Feji, and on this channel we cover a variety of things such as video essays, reviews, JRPGs, and all things cozy gaming. Now recently I watched this video by Miss Bubbles talking about farming sims and how we're kind of at this kind of like plateau for farming sims, I feel like, and this has been a topic that it's been on my mind for quite a while, on whether or not the genre itself is kind of dying, or not necessarily dying, that may be a little strong, but it's kind of at a point where there's so many games at most every season. There's always a new developer coming out with their take on the farming sim, whether it be a new fresh take or something kind of repetitive. I wanted to talk about that and whether or not the farming sim genre is dead. So to our trusty source, Wikipedia, very reliable, defines farm life sims are a subgenre of life simulation games which use social simulation, dating sim, and farm simulation elements. The games generally feature a protagonist going out of a rural setting and taking up upon a farm, oftentimes because of an inheritance from a deceased relative or because of urban boredom. Now, I feel like this is a pretty common take in most farming sim genres. I think the origins of it started off on Harvest Moon and then definitely took off in popularity due to Stardew Valley. And with the rise of cozy games in the past, like I would say 4 years, honestly, ever since the panorama happened in 2020, the rise of cozy games have just been booming since. A huge community has grown through it, and a lot of games come out of it, such as farming life sims. So I wanted to ask the question, are farming sims dead? Before we answer that question, let's go back in time in 1996, where players were harvesting pixelated crops on their Super Nintendo systems. Producer Yasuhiro Wada was heavily inspired by his childhood in the countryside when creating and developing Harvest Moon. Wada had the idea of creating a cozy farming sim game inspired by the game Derby Station. The concept of taking your time to grow your farm, get to know your townsfolk, and grow the community was such a wild idea at the time. He also wanted this game to not include combat, and for that time, most games did include some form of combat. Although the game stumbled through some hurdles during its development, it was then released on August 9th, 1996 in Japan, in North America in 97, and in the following year, our European friends got their hands on the game. The reception for the game was a little mild, but little did they know that this game would be the progenitor of the entire genre that will sell millions. Now, because of Harvest Moon had such a wide success, there was a huge boom, and I guess influenced the other developers wanted to partake into the genre and release their own take on the farming sim genre. Stuff like Story of Seasons was just kind of a spin-off, but also the true actual Harvest Moon. It's a weird, complicated story because Harvest Moon today is owned by a different company that uses the name Harvest Moon, but the people who actually created the original Harvest Moon are the people who create Story of Seasons that we know today. I know it's super complicated, but that's just a breakdown. Of course, we had Stardew Valley, which I think was the reawakening or the renaissance for farming sims that really pushed the genre to bigger bounds. We also have Rune Factory, which has an interesting take with having JRPG elements within the farming sim genre, which is one of my favorites. I love JRPGs and I love cozy farming sims. Put them together, you have Rune Factory. And of course, you have the pretty obvious farming simulator, which is literally the name in itself. It's literally just a farming simulator. And then again, we have Stardew Valley, like I mentioned before. It's just the renaissance of the genre, and that really put farming sims, I feel like, on the map. I think the reason why these games are so popular is because it gives a sense of tranquility, relaxation, and there's low stakes to it. You're literally just going on every day, waking up every day, farming your crops, harvesting your crops, planting crops, tending to your farm, greeting around local town folks, and maybe engaging in some type of combat to some capacity, but not too intense. And I think the reason why people love them, especially why I love them so much, is that it's just a chill, low stakes game. I'm not pressured to meet a certain goal. I don't have to beat a mega boss at the end of the game. I'm just literally trying to boo up and wife up some cute neighbor that I have and make my farm look as cute as possible. And that's pretty much what cozy farming sims are all about. Now in 2024, there's a huge catalog of farming sims to choose from. If you want a farming sim with magical elements within it, there's a plenty to choose from. You have something like Wildflowers or Sunhaven, or if you want more of a fairy-like wonder, you can have Fae Farm. If you want a farming sim set in a rustic, beginning of time setting, try Roots of Pacha. If you want to start fresh in a desolate desert town, you can with My Time at Sandrock. What I'm saying is that within the farming sim genre, there's also already subcategories within them. Now I feel like we're kind of in a current state of farming sims where a lot of them kind of fall into this rinse and repeat, and a lot of them are kind of the same of each other. I noticed this a lot when I was playing games like Coral Island or Stardew Valley or any Fae Farm or just any more recent farming sim, they all start off where you are literally just a person who's burnt out from your job, literally hates corporate life and wants nothing to do with it. And then one day, some dead relative of yours has said, "Hey, I left this farm under your name. I know that life is kind of hard. Why don't you go on this farm and start up again?" And then you go to your farm and you come to the farm that you're I don't know, your dead uncle, grandpa, aunt, whoever left you, and it's left in a state of disarray. And you had to fix it up, pretty much as a fixer upper. You pretty much build it from the ground up, and as you do that, you learn more about the townsfolk in your community, get to know the community more, explore the whole town in itself. And usually in the town, there's always some type of extra or external force that's trying to break down the town, or whether it be climate change or corporation, whatever. It's always that. And I noticed that a lot. Of course, I feel like Stardew Valley was the progenitor of that, and then I noticed that in Coral Island with their main, they was a corporation that was trying to help rebuild the town, and then of course climate change, which is a very real thing that's happening, impacting the town. I think you noticed that in Fae Farm as well, with like that was more of a whimsical element with whimsical. I forgot what exactly the whole details because I didn't finish that game because I didn't necessarily love it, but you know what I mean. I feel like it's kind of just the same over and over and over again. It's always, especially the part where you're just a person that's come into this new town, whether you're burnt out from corporate life or just wanted a fresh start. It's always starts off like that all the time. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing, but it's always like a common theme that you see in a lot of farming sims. While farming sims offer a tranquil escape, some argue that they lack the excitement and spectacle of other genres, such as action or role-playing games. As a result, there may be perception that the farming sim genre is losing relevance in the industry dominated by blockbuster releases and high-octane gameplay. Also, I feel like what I'm starting to notice is there's just kind of a lack of innovation with it. I feel like yeah, there are some developers that want to do a fresh new spin, whether they want to do a magical element to it or add a horror element, which is great. But I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of them are just kind of the same at the foundation of it all. And at this point, there's only so many farming sims that you can play without getting burnt out by them, you know? I do hope that we do get into a space where we can, grow more with the genre. Beyond entertainment, farming sims have also had a significant cultural impact, fostering a sense of community and camaraderie among players. I think what's help grow the genre is the community itself with cozy gamers, whether they be cozy game content creators or just the consumers and players who are playing the game, whether they make videos on sharing tips or sharing their builds or showcasing do's and don'ts and strategies and how about going into the game. I feel like those videos have definitely helped grow the genre, and also reviews have helped the genre as well. I think developers can look at other reviews or other games that have come out, learn from those mistakes and grow from them and build upon them. I definitely do really think that the community is helping it. Within the past, I would say 4 years, again, since the panorama, I think that the cozy game genre and the farming sim genre has grown so much. You see so many Animal Crossing content creators. Obviously, Sims content creators has been a thing. Stardew Valley content creators are huge. It's just really, really cool to see niche content creators or just content creators dedicated to these games helping push the content grow, because I feel like I would assume as a developer, when I see these content creators make video game content or content for my game, it also would inspire me to like, maybe I should add that kind of thing to this game, or maybe I should tweak this or something like that. So I definitely do think that the consumer and the players and the developers both have a very nice symbiotic relationship where they both allow each other to feed off each other and grow, which I think is what is making and helping save the genre as a whole. Even while there's still disagreements about the farming sim genre's future, it is clear that players all around the world still have a particular place in their hearts for these titles. The genre is tenacious, adjusting to new technology and player expectations despite hurdles presented by altering preferences and commercial realities. The farming sim genre will survive as long as the players are looking for comfort in the peace of virtual fields and the fulfillment of a plentiful harvest, creating new gaming experiences for future generations. Overall, I wouldn't say that the farming sim genre is dead, but I definitely would say that we're at a point where, yes, it is kind of getting saturated, but this is a great opportunity for developers to really learn from this point in time, take this opportunity to grow and to evolve from that, rather than just doing the stick with the status quo, do the same rinse and repeat, or copy off of others. It's a great opportunity to see different takes on it, and I'm definitely seeing that recently. So I'm really excited to see where this genre sees itself in the future, and to see what other projects come out of it. So comment down below, what is your favorite farming sim, and what are some takes or themes or aspects of it that you want to see grow over time. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye.